Good morning. We're going to do something a little different today for What Doing. We're going for a little hike, but I'm not going to tell you where. You got to guess where it is. We left home 6 o'clock. It's 6:17. We're just coming onto Highway 3 and 62 degrees. It's going to be a good day for a hike. We'll leave you little clues along the way. See if you can figure out where it is. We'll tell you a little later. Clue number 2.
Are you recording? And guess what? They even have hand sanitizer.
In the clean privy.
That is the cleanest privy.
Cleanest privy ever.
Cleanest privy ever.
So we're at the trailhead. Apparently they have the cleanest privies ever. Doug, the new road trip mobile, got us here just fine. Trail starts down that way. We're the only people here. It's what time? Almost 7 o'clock in the morning. And we're good to go. Need a boot? Wow. Good morning. So we're 0.8 of a mile from the car now, from where we parked at the state park and hiked through the woods and along the beach. It's a low tide hike, and today is a minus 4.5 or 4.2, so we should be good. The reason you have to hike at low tide is because when the tide's in, there's no beach to walk on. So a little bit of scrambling over the rocks and trees, nothing too bad, but it is a little slick on the footing. A lot of the seaweed that you have to walk on gets a little slippery. Where we're headed is over there. We'll walk down around the beach, down around the corner, and hopefully there's a little land bridge that we go across. We'll see. We're on Harstine Island. That is McMicken Island. We were told, or we read somewhere, that at low tide you could walk over, there's a little sandbar, and when you look at Google Earth, you can actually see it even when the water's in. But this being a minus 4 tide at 7:45, and right now it's like 7:30, I'm thinking something went awry. Still a great hike, beautiful area. We'll see what happens. There was a time I went diving with a buddy and we brought back like 150 sand dollars, laid them in the sun out behind the fire station to dry out because we thought it would be really cool. No, not so much. We got in a bunch of trouble because they stunk so bad. But they're cool in the water. So the mystery is solved. After re-looking at the tide chart, I realized that just because it says 5.1 for the low tide and it's in red, doesn't mean it's a minus 5.1 tide. That one's next week. So still a great hike, still a great day out here. We will come back next Monday and walk out to McMicken Island. But until then, we're just gonna enjoy the day and enjoy the beach and the water and the sunshine. Here's the map. Good hike, good little, not really a hike, but more of a walk through the woods, and Doug's still here. All his windows are intact. That's always a good sign. We'll see you on the next hike. So one of the benefits when you do this hike is you come back to the bakery afterwards. The grilled Cuban and the quiche. Good stuff. I'm gonna come sit by you. if that's
Please.
okay. Are we on there?
You are on
They
there.
always
Cool.
say smile, and I don't feel like grinning.
Don't
Yeah.
smile. Look like a
Thank
grumpy
you.
artist.
Sometimes you just squint into the sun and
Yeah,
they'll either like you or not.
perfect.
One of the greatest things that we get to do when we take our little road trips, we get our hikes, is meeting people along the way. And we've had the good fortune to meet some really, really cool people. Greg Dahlem,
Hello.
artist, painter. You have to go to his site and check it out. It's
FineArtAmerica.com.
fineartamerica.com. Go to page 6.
Yep.
Start there.
Start at the end, yeah, page 6. That the work from as far as 10 years ago.
Cool. So
And
you've
it's
done
Dahlem, D-A-L-L-U-M. Yeah.
you've done an awful lot in your lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah.
From Navy to
Navy to being a contractor for the Department of Transportation, finishing the construction of I-90,
cool.
buying the properties that became I-90. And then after that, working with the Department of Transportation and the FAA, acquiring access routes to remote radar sites, to remote tracking facilities. There's this highway in the skies most of us aren't even aware of. It's got principal pathways and secondary pathways, and it's like a layer cake of information, and that's what they needed access to. So I would negotiate things like that with everybody from presidents of corporations to homeowners, just normal people, and everybody's normal people. Thank you. You know. Anyway, that's
Except us.
except us. Yeah.
Nothing normal.
We're the discontented ones, always seeking something else.
So we were talking, you started, how did you discover your knack for painting and your love for painting?
Well, I thought I had a love for restoration of big old houses. So I bought a big old house, and my wife and I worked hard. Leanne, the mother of my daughter, who's an art teacher in high school, by the way, makes me so proud. And we finished the house, and the walls were blank. So I bought a few canvases and started doing some scribbles, and they were worth looking at. So that's where it started. Then it really became a passion later. And then I worked for Washington Natural Gas up on the 5th floor, acquiring rights of way for gas lines and stuff. It's had a lot to do with real estate, although I've never really been a realtor, just briefly. Because that was the time when Reagan was in office and the interest rates were 18.5%. You may remember those times.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Nobody could buy anything.
Yeah. Different now.
Different now. Different now. Totally. Totally.
Some gooder, some badder.
Some, yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure. Yeah, we can
do
shake
that.
hands
We can
now.
do that. We're both
Oh my
inoculated.
God,
We've had
I
our
love
shot.
it.
Thank you for
That's
your
first
time.
handshake in a year and a half.
Really. I'm
We've got
honored.
it on tape. If something happens, we'll let you
I
know.
love it.
Thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure.
Really appreciate it. Good to meet you.
You too.
FineArtAmerica.com.